and tell her, I love you.
Here's your reminder.
Call my...
Creative.
Yes. It says, call my grandmother
I'll remind you.
and tell her I love you. And it will be in 5 minutes and tell me to do it. I've been dreaming about this capacity. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the beginning. Siri is just the beginning of our ability to let go. We're going to think we're letting go of technology. Hands-free everything. We're not far away from walking into our house and saying, lights on, put on channel 4, let me watch the news, and then in 5 minutes, switch to the soap opera that I recorded. Please turn the oven on. Refrigerator, pull out the eggs, everything. We are going to be able to express our consciousness out there, and there will be a reaction from the external world. This will happen in our lifetime. This is a major shift and a benefit of technology. We will be more productive, we might be more efficient, and perhaps it will keep us more connected. There's a lot of research on the advantages of technology, on how it can help us and benefit us, but that's for a more advanced discussion. We need to turn, though, to the other side of the coin. I told you before about a quote from Einstein. I didn't tell you that that wasn't the full quote. The beginning of the quote was, I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. The world will have a generation of idiots. Albert Einstein. See, Einstein recognized that while there is all this advantage and this growth and this evolution and development, which is all much of it is very good, there is a downside. What will it do to mankind? So we're going to talk about the personal effects, family effects, and societal effects on the personal level. Let's go back to your smart pads for a moment. Check in again, and let's rate what your tech stress level is now from a 0 to 100. Let's see if it changed at all. 0 to 100 tech stress. One of the major challenges of technology is the degree to which it increases people's stress levels. People are reporting tech rage. The over-dependence and over-reliance on technology, the fact that I always need it, I need it with me. To a point where is that amazing statistic? 70% of adults sleep with their cell phones in the bed or just next to it. That's pretty intense. Gotta have it with me. Right? Can't put it anywhere else. And the stress levels are increasing. What about distraction? Does anyone find that the phone causes you to feel distracted? Research shows that, in fact, an amazing study in Stanford University showed that heavy multimedia users have trouble filtering out any irrelevant information, and they have trouble focusing in on their tasks when they're using their cell phones. Studies have been done about texting and driving. Do you know the lethal effects of texting and driving have surpassed drinking and driving? Intense, right? And if some studies are still on the edge, it's moving in this direction. Studies are done with the ability to even talk with an earpiece. Still not great. The distraction that technology is causing for us is very problematic for being able to focus on what's in front of us. Oh, I'm sorry, I just got a reminder to call my grandmother. What about this notion of addiction? People are afraid to talk about it. But the fact that right now you're lucky you don't have the phone on you, but think when you're walking in the street, where is your hand usually? Very often, is it on your phone? Grasping it, clutching at it? Even if you're not on it? How many of us are doing that? You're the only one?
No.
All right, we're all walking like this. We don't even realize it. If you have a pocketbook, you're lucky. All right? Men probably have a higher rate of this. We can't let go of it. It's everywhere we go. And we're checking it constantly. Constantly. I teach a class at Baruch College of 500 students. If I tell you how often, and some of my students are here, how often are people checking their phones in class? Constantly. Constantly. What are they looking for? Well, they think they're looking for something, but we're searching for, their brain is searching for the dopamine burst. The dopamine rush that you get from anything that you're addicted to. When you go through withdrawal and you don't have the item that you're addicted to, you start to fiend and drool and get antsy and agitated. Let me remind you that it was just a few weeks ago now where the entire downtown Manhattan and Brooklyn and many other areas lost all access to technology. Hurricane Sandy and nature and the universe and God decided to roll on in and break all of our holds on technology. So what's going to happen to you now? What happened? What happened to you? What do you remember going through in your mind when you no longer have access to your phone, to call people? You couldn't get on the internet to check things. You couldn't even charge the phone. My friend Jamie, you didn't have power for 3 weeks. I still have friends without power. What happened to you? Firstly, your brain is going through withdrawal because we all have quite a dependence on our technology. Now, there is a lot of research coming out now about the impacts of this connection and this dopamine rush and this need for technology. And it's worrisome. It's worrisome. And the message that's coming out just now, that's trickling out of the research community is, we need help. We need to counterbalance this addiction and these dependencies and the withdrawal that people go through. We'll get to that in a moment. What about in family? How does technology impact your families? Does anyone here remember sitting over dinner at 6:30 at night or 7 o'clock at night when you were kids around the table with your family like clockwork? Remember those days? I remember them. The percentage of families that have dinner together today has plummeted. Plummeted. We do not have it anymore. And if we do have it, everyone on the table is usually with their phone. And if they're with their phone, they're not with you. They're with whoever it is that they're texting, whoever it is that, and they think, I'm doing 2 things at once, Mom. I'm here, I'm talking to you about school. Oh, class was great, no, I was good. We can't.
And everybody's looking down.
We can't maintain the attention. It's breaking us apart. I have triplet nieces. I was once in the car with my triplet nieces. And I turned around, and they're all on their phones, which is not atypical. But then they started laughing in unison. They didn't say a word, but they started laughing. So I said, guys, what's happening? So one of them says, oh, I just told a joke. Told a joke, I didn't hear a thing. Oh, I did it on Twitter, I tweeted it. And two other sisters sitting next to her were on Twitter, got the hashtag, laughed out loud. They're communicating, we're talking to each other. No, you're not talking. Because one of the other major drawbacks that we're experiencing personally, or rather, this is really more personal, family, and society, is that we're losing the ability to communicate verbally. And this is being shown in fMRI research studies. The most advanced studies on the brain are showing that the regions of the brain which fire up when I have to interpret nonverbal communication. What does it mean when someone does this? Versus, or, what does all that mean? It's nonverbal communication. I didn't say anything, but you all understood what I was expressing. Studies of the brain are now showing in young kids that the areas of the brain that fire up are not firing up as much for nonverbal communication. We're losing the capacity to understand each other. And that's why we have a lot of problems with reading emotions in text messages or an email from someone. Well, I'm not sure what that meant. Was that a happy, I'm not sure I can see you today? Or is that a meaningless, I'm not sure I can see you today? I don't know. I don't know what that meant. Dating? Whoa. The dating scene has changed completely due to technology. We can't tell what's happening. And it's being joined with changes in the physiological makeup of your brain. I told you 100,000 years the brain developed. We are about to experience the first major shift in the brain's evolution since perhaps we started writing. When we shifted from communicating verbally to communicating in writing, that was a major shift, major change. Memory systems started to actually decrease. When we used to communicate by storytelling,